Robert, I'm going to stray away from your round for a second, but we were talking to Ryan Fox earlier and talking to him about the transition from Europe to the U.S. and the PGA Tour. What has Ryan's friendship and his companionship meant to you, going through that transition, coming over here to the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, almost all of us that have come over from the DP World Tour, or at least the majority of us have struggled. I think I've got closer to a lot of these guys, or a lot of the 10, than I thought I would need to, just because it is completely different environment. Obviously in Europe it's more friendly, it's not friendly, we're all competitive, we're all wanting to beat the hell out of each other when we're on the golf course, but I think off the golf course it's a lot more tight-knit. I mean, we go all over the world, we go to Asia. A lot of our partners don't go to these countries, you know what I mean, because it's just difficult. I mean, it's difficult enough for me to go to these places, never mind them, but I think we stick together a lot more, and out here we're on our own a lot more. We're with our families, our friends as much as we can, but like Ryan's been a great help of mine, especially going through the visa process. He managed to kind of get me fast-tracked through a guy he knows, and I think the European guys, we've really stuck together and trying to just push each other on. I mean, we're all good players. It's the game of golf. It's no different out here. It's a different environment. It's just we're learning, but if our good golf turns up, we can all compete out here.
And along those lines, how important is it to have support and friendship out here in a game that can be individual, and you can be tempted to put so much stock in what you shoot and define your day by a score when it's more than just that?
Yeah, 100%. Exactly what you said there. Your day's not defined by the score, and that's something I've really tried to work on since I come out here, because I've not had my best stuff until kind of the last 7-8 weeks. It's just not been there, but I think I was too worried about the score instead of just, who cares about the score? Go and do the things that you can do, and I think I've done that really well in the last little while. Even the PGA, Sunday the PGA, I didn't have my best stuff, but my job wasn't to. I wasn't trying to win the golf tournament. Everything that I was doing within myself was going to get that end goal if I'd done it all perfectly well, and the golf shots were the results I wanted, but they weren't, and it was all about hanging in there and trying to pick off as higher results as I could, and thankfully I've done that.
Is there anything in your game specifically that's been better this last 5 weeks, 6 weeks when you've had this uptick in results?
To be honest, it's a bit of everything. I think with a clear mindset and a real clear bit of calmness within my game. I mean, the golf shot I hit there on one of my last couple of holes, 5-iron into that par 3, was absolutely horrific, but I've got the skills to deal with it, and I didn't mean to hit it there. Just go and deal with it, and that's kind of, I think the mental side of my game's really come through. But everything's been good. I've driven the ball really well the last little while. Putter's been really good. It seemed to be very solid. So overall, I mean, it's just everything's starting to come together, and it's taking a little bit of time, but it's not a sprint.
What do you credit for your mental game being better these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think it's just a combination of everything. Look, we've got a team around me that we're trying to get better every single day that we're out here. I was on the range today. My dad's obviously caddying this week, and I wasn't striking it great. But that's a warm-up. When we got on the golf course, that's where we got to play and compete, and that was kind of the mindset I had. Go out there, who knows what I'm going to score? It could be the worst warm-up you have, and you score the best score of your life, and it wasn't that today, but it was decent. And it's just take it shot at a time, bit by bit, and just try and get better, try and get a good result.
How often does your dad caddy for you, and how did that come about?
This is the first time since tour school in 2017, 2018. Whenever I turned pro, I went straight to tour school, and he caddied. We done all right there, so I'm going in between transition of caddies. I'm trying to work it all out, and it was an emergency phone call on Saturday. He stepped up to the plate. I mean, he's a good golfer himself, but at this kind of level, he's a bit out his depth. But I thought he'd done a great job, and just kept it so simple. Kept the numbers. I mean, the numbers are what they are. Go and hit a good shot to that number, and the result should be half decent.
Where does he live? Your dad?
Still in Oban, where I'm born and bred. Yeah, so he flew Sunday morning out here.
Can you walk us through the visa process? You kind of talked about it, but when did you find out it was going to be an issue, and how did you get it cleared up?
No, so I didn't realise until I was flying back in to go and compete at the Zurich, and luckily I flew through Dublin, because I don't like the connections within America. It can take too long with the passport. So flew through Dublin. I get pulled into secondary, just doing their jobs, and I got told that I could travel in the ESTA, which I can always travel in the ESTA. I can earn prize money in the ESTA, but my P1 visa had been granted, and it was there that I didn't think I was getting into America. I thought, I'm going to have to go and get this P1 visa within the next week and fly to the next tournament. And luckily I got a waiver to get in, because my P1 visa was, all my documents were in Orlando at the house. And I knew, they told me there, the next time you leave America, you cannot re-enter until you get your P1 visa. And I'm going, well, I'm doing US Open qualifying on Monday here, if I have to. And if I qualify, then I won't go home, I'll go back to Orlando. But I can't go back to Orlando unless I had the P1 visa and the passport. So that's where Ryan had a connection within Canada that kind of got me fast-tracked a little bit. So luckily I got that on Tuesday.
On Tuesday of this week?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.